Water is one of the most important natural resources for the existence of life. Almost 70% of the Earth is covered with water. But only 2.5% of it is fresh water. Less than 1% is available for human consumption. The unsustainable growth of the human population has increased the demand for fresh water, and the planet is running out. Today, 1 in 3 people do not have access to safe drinking water. Currently, the global human population stands at 7.9 billion. What will happen when it crosses the 9 billion mark by 2050?
Here now on this planet, we're already facing the trouble with air and air pollution with a high 2.5 levels. But water, we will be soon facing the same stress in water because we are wasting water. We are using so much water for agriculture, and the chemicals which we are using in agriculture are also going down and polluting the groundwater. So when we bring up the groundwater in the tube wells to drink, that itself is polluted. Thirdly, we are not recycling all the water to make it potable for drinking. So all these reasons will cause us great stress in water.
Water is a very, very important resource, whether it is human being or animals or plants. They all require water to survive. So without water they can survive. That is the fundamental bottom line. Then water's requirement for industrial growth, water's requirement for all activities in the country. So water is actually essentially many times a limiting resource for the development. When you talk about a $5 trillion economy, whether in the manufacturing side or whether in food production, all requires lot of water. So this is where the importance of water as a very, very critical element as a raw material for many things comes up.
Water situation is very bad. It has taken a crisis stage. In fact, most of the regions in the world, they have reached to the hotspot areas, and this is being more serious in those areas which are badly impacted by climate change as well as population growth.
The water is climate and climate is water. So the global warming or climate
Water is the most affected resource because of global warming and climate change. The ever-increasing population is a major driver for global warming and climate change, causing a devastating impact on our planet.
The demand for fresh water is set to increase at an exponential rate as our society grows. And if strict measures are not taken to preserve water today, water scarcity can become one of the biggest threats we face in the future.
World Bank a few years back predicted that Third World War will be fought over water, and there are indications all over the world. During 1967, the famous war between Syria and Jordan, which was basically over-exploitation of Jordan River, was fought. This 6 days famous war was fought over water. Similarly, in Western Asia, almost all the countries there are wars or local conflicts over water. So definitely, if steps are not taken, there would be next world war over water.
There is a direct link between the availability of water and the population, because the supply of water remains a constant. What quantity of rainfall we used to receive 50 years back, it's almost the same. But only thing, because of the climate change issues, the intensity of rainfall has become different. Earlier, what used to happen in about 90 days or 100 days or 120 days during the monsoon period, it is now sometimes coming up in about 15 days or 20 days, which means the quantity of rainfall is almost the same, but the intensity and the duration of rainfall or number of rainy days has come down, and hence the intensity has come down. That is one of the major issues of climate change which we face now.
Fulfilling the water requirements of the human population is driving our existing water resources towards depletion. The Sustainability Development Goal 6 targets the availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all by 2030. However, the latest UN Water 2021 report is alarming.
SDG 6, Sustainable Development Goal 6, which was enunciated by United Nations this July 2021, United Nations came out with a report on the progress of SDG 6, and this says that there have been very little progress, mainly because of COVID pandemic, and over 2 billion people, which translates to 26% of population, they are living in water starved. They don't have access to clean drinking water. Similarly, close to 3.6 billion people, roughly around 44% of world population, they lack basic sanitation services.
Let's look at the human activities that negatively impact water resources. Currently, agriculture accounts for 70% of all freshwater withdrawals globally. It is also one of the major causes of water pollution, as large quantities of agrochemicals, drug residues, and organic matter are drained into nearby water bodies from farms.
Use of agrochemicals and fertilizers is becoming very rampant in modern agriculture, and seepage of these chemicals pollutes groundwater, and the spillover also goes to the rivers and other bodies. That creates havoc in terms of water pollution. And if we return to natural agriculture or sustainable agriculture, we can solve some of these problems, because this kind of agriculture is basically organic agriculture. It doesn't depend on artificial or the chemical fertilizers. Very little tillage, that means do not disturb the upper soil, which is very fertile and harbors many of the useful microorganisms including earthworms. And this also protects water bodies from pollution.
As human populations grow, declining water quality has become a global issue. Water pollution has many sources. The most polluting of them are sewage and industrial waste discharged into the rivers. The impact of personal care products and pharmaceuticals is also an emerging water quality concern. The United Nations recently said that drought is a hidden global crisis that risks becoming the next pandemic. Increased deforestation, soil degradation, overpumping, and unsustainable water use are some human activities that can lead to severe droughts. As much as 20% of the world's groundwater wells may run dry, potentially depriving billions of people of fresh water. What can countries do to fight this?
The most important thing is education. We should teach water conservation in schools. Right from a young age, people should know that water is a scarce resource and a very important resource, and they should be taught how to conserve water.
एक हाथ से वाटर कंजर्वेशन करना और दूसरे हाथ से
Conservation of water and the disciplined use of water are two key steps to curb water scarcity in our country. There is a need for a water literacy movement in India to promote skill development for efficient use of water.
Home to almost 16% of the world's population, India has only 4% of the world's freshwater resources. Less than 50% of the population has access to safe drinking water.
India can be considered a water-stressed country because according to a recent Niti Aayog report, 50% of India's population don't have access to clean, potable drinking water. What we are doing over here, we are doing not enough water harvesting so that the water runoff goes into the river directly and we cannot use it. Secondly, we are polluting the water, so it is certainly a water-stressed country, and this is going to be the next crisis in this country as far as health is concerned.
If you look at it statistically, the per capita availability has gone down from about 5,500 meter cube per person per year to about 1,400 meter cube per person per year in the last maybe 60-70 years. That is because the population has increased.
During the rainy season, we got water in excess that are flowing unutilized. So if we have the ponds, bells and rivers, we can store these excess water during the rainy season, and these stored water recharge our groundwater. Second way is that we can use that surface water in irrigation in different uses. So this is the point where we need to change our focus.
Experts estimate that around 70% of the country's water resources are contaminated and major rivers are heavily polluted. Besides polluted rivers, India is also the largest extractor of groundwater in the world, and depleting levels may cause a reduction in farm output by up to 20% by 2025.
India is one of the largest extractor of groundwater. See, 25% of the world's groundwater extraction is done in India. The US and China combinedly extract less water than India does in the first position. So that's a huge quantity of water which we extract from the groundwater, and we are not replenishing that. That's why the water table goes down.
India is facing a severe water crisis. 72% of groundwater aquifers in India are overdrawn. Considering the current trend of water scarcity in India, we could soon face a climate refugee crisis.
The government of India's policies for providing potable water to every part of the country have recently been upgraded. The Jal Jeevan Mission (JJM) was launched in 2019 by the Union Ministry of Jal Shakti to ensure 100% functional tap water supply in rural areas by 2024. It has achieved astonishing results already.
We used to fetch water for our daily use from a roadside tube well. The tap water connection in our homes has made our lives much easier.
We used to travel long distances for water. Now with the tap water connection in our home, we don't have to go anywhere to get water.
We're very happy with the tap water connection at our home.
Under Jal Jeevan Mission, we are empowering village people. We are training them, educating them, bringing awareness on various aspects of water, sanitation and hygiene and its correlation with public health. $22 billion is being provided to panchayats for management, operation and maintenance of water supply and sanitation in villages. The purpose is to improve the quality of life. In last 26 months, despite COVID-19 pandemic, roughly 55 million households have been provided tap water connection.
This scheme has brought water and comfort in our lives.
With a tap water connection in every home, life is more convenient.
I'm a water operator and I oversee the water supply in the village, and my family has supported me in doing this.
We appreciate the efforts of the government to facilitate us with tap water connections.
To find out more about how India is planning to tackle its water crisis, we make a trip to the National Institute of Hydrology. The premier research institute is located in Roorkee, in the state of Uttarakhand. Dr. V.C. Goyal leads a team of scientists who are working towards finding solutions to issues related to water resources in India.
We are working on two aspects. One is rainwater harvesting and using harvested water for groundwater recharge. And three important techniques which we have worked during a European Union funded project called Saaf Pani. One is managed aquifer recharge. Second is aquifer storage and recovery. And third is riverbank filtration. First two basically deal with techniques of groundwater recharge, and third deals with recharge of groundwater from surface water sources like river water, and then use that recharged water for drinking purposes.
In the village of Ibrahimpur Masahi in Uttarakhand, scientists from the National Institute of Hydrology are aiming to revive this polluted pond by using new research and techniques.
This pond in Ibrahimpur Masahi is about 6-acre size, and this was in a very pathetic situation when we took up rejuvenation of this pond. This was filled with water hyacinth, all sorts of waste material, and this was in disuse at that time. The storage capacity of pond was increased to about 47%, leading to improvement in groundwater levels around that pond and by also improving the quality of water.
This pond was full of filth and was encroached upon by the people. All the wastewater from the village used to get dumped here. It was impossible to walk on this path as it was full of sludge.
I'm thankful to the National Institute of Hydrology for their efforts to clean this pond in our village.
Delhi is facing water problems. Industrial waste from factories in the city gets dumped into the Yamuna River, polluting it with ammonia. No steps are being taken to clean the river.
Waterlogging is a pressing issue. Increasing urbanization has resulted in unplanned neighborhoods that lack proper drainage system.
We should prevent the wastage of water, and the authorities should step in and upgrade the sewage infrastructure in the city.
Recycling and reusing water has been identified as the most practical way to solve India's water crisis. Water conservation can go a long way to help alleviate many impending shortages. Using water-saving techniques can help protect a country's water supplies.
We have to reduce the groundwater extraction rate, okay? And we will have to shift towards surface water management, reducing the groundwater extraction and increasing the surface water supply system by rejuvenating our old natural water bodies like ponds, wells and rivers. We can meet out our demand and supply.
There are many more ways through which the global water crisis can be tackled, such as reducing the corporate water footprint, addressing the increasing water pollution, tackling climate change, the invention of new technologies to treat water resources, and most importantly, stabilizing the human population.
If we see at the global level, SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, is one instrument which is a kind of commitment by all the nations of the world. And SDG 6 around water is very important because it tracks the progress of all the countries, what they are doing to achieve water security, access to water and sanitation for all the people of the world.
If we are to ensure the preservation of our water resources and a continuous supply of fresh water in the decades to come, the importance of adapting to sustainable practices and stabilizing the human population cannot be overstated. The world must wake up before it is too late.